Hi, this is Luke Coley. I wanted to do a quick tutorial of how I created my layout in Mixing Station. This is the kind of my everyday layout that I like to use. It allows me to stay on one screen for most functions that I would need during a sound check or any kind of small gig. So here we go. This is what it looks like. I think I've done something similar to this in another video, so I'll link to that if you haven't seen that. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is blank this out and start again and show you how I built it. So let's go ahead and edit here. Alright, and here we are back at the top. This is a completely blank layout. So I'm going to go ahead and build it from here. So we're going to start with our mixer and spread that out about where I had it. I usually do buttons about 4 squares wide, so we'll go about there and then stretch it out. In order to resize, you're using these little squares on the side. Actually, I just picked it up to move it. You're using these little squares on the side to resize. So I'm going to resize to 4 squares from that side. I'm going to move it a little, 4 squares from that side. There, now it's even. There's one right in the middle here. Oh, didn't quite grab it. Let's see if I can. There we go. Stretch it up to about maybe there. Let's go ahead and add a meter bridge. So I clicked the plus button for add. I'm going to click meter bridge and then spread that guy out. There we go. And let's make it a little longer than that. So I'm going to shorten my mixer a little because I like to have a lot of meter space. And I'll remove these I'll move these around again whenever I start adding my knobs. So I just like to have my main functions of any channel that I need quickly just to sound check and get sound happening. So the first thing I would do is I'd select a channel and then I'd go to my gain. So I'm going to go add a knob. There it is in the upper left hand corner. And I'm going to stretch that to be 4x4 looks normal to me. So I'm going to tap it once and it's going to bring up this menu and I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to label that gain because that's what it's going to say all the time and that will never change. I don't need it to say anything else. I like the margin to be 0 because it eats up all the space. I don't need any kind of shadowing or effect. I just want a simple button. And then I'm going to click add action and I'm going to use the current channel. So whatever channel I select, this knob will control that function. And then I'm going to select head amp and that has gain. So there it is. I'll click in the upper left hand corner to go back and back again. And there it is, it says gain, and you can see that it's currently set for whatever channel is selected. So let's move down. After that I would see if I need phantom power, so I add a button, and I like to do the buttons a good square like that. So it's 4 wide and I think about 3 squares tall. So we'll tap that, and I'm going to click edit again, and this time I know this is phantom power, so you can label it phantom or whatever. I like to label it what it's named here in Mixing Station, which I believe is plus 48 volts. There we go. No margin. And I like this to be red in color, so I can change the color under theme to red. And then the behavior, I like this to not be a single press function. I want this to be a long press, so I'll go long press. And that way I have to hold it down for a second for it to actually turn on and off. So that way I won't bump the phantom power accidentally and have it turn on and make a lot of noise. So I'll click add action and we will select current channel and I will go to head amp plus 48 volts. There we go. And we can see it's kind of a dark red. It'll light up more red if the phantom power is on. Next up I will use the polarity button. So I can keep going and click add button and then resize. I find it faster to click this previous button and click clone, and then there will be another one laid on top of it. So I'm going to change its function, so we'll go in and edit, and this time it's going to be polarity or the phase button. It's a polarity flip, but I'm going to label it phase because that's what every other console is labeled. We're going to make that a single press so it's quick so I can listen to the difference. And then instead of clicking add action, I'm going to click on the action that's already here and edit it. So if I click into it, I'm now editing it. Current channel, and I'm going to go, I believe it's config. Nope. Head amp. It was under head amp. Phase invert. There we are. And I'll make that yellow. I think that's the color I had previously. Okay, so there's my 3 functions of my mic pre, and then I will add a high pass filter. So we'll go knob, same kind of thing. So in this case, I don't want to resize it. I want it to be the exact same size. So I'll click that knob and click clone. And then there's another one here. Currently they're doubled up as gain. So if I edit that, and I'll make this say, it's called low cut on the X and M32. In this case, I'm going to label it high pass filter, just because of I've been using Yamaha a lot lately, and that way I can read it quickly. It doesn't say low cut or anything like that. It's just real quick, and I recognize it. So we will go to current channel, and then I think it was config, so low cut frequency. There we are, and so that has a knob for that, and then we need a button to turn it on and off. So again, I will clone the phase button, clone, drag that one down, tap it once, and then edit, and that will be, let's do high pass filter on. Great. And we'll make that regular, change its function, head amp, that was from phase invert, so let's go config, low cut on. Great. So now that's controlling that function as a single press. And currently it's off. If I tap it, it'll turn on. What other functions did I have down there in the lower left? I'll have to refer back. Oh, I remember the compressor, gate, and EQ. So those are my quick functions. So I'm going to shrink this down a little because I think I didn't give myself enough room. I need 3 more buttons down here, so I'm going to clone this one. I'll click clone. I think that's just enough right now. Clone that again, and clone that again. Not quite, so I'll set that aside for now. Let's shrink up something else. This phantom looks a little big. Phase, we can probably shrink a little. Let's give the high pass filter some space. That's pretty good. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. So let's grab this guy. Great, they're in place. So I know that one I want to keep, so I'm going to edit the next one down. I will edit that, and I will make it say gate view. So that way when I click on it, I want a single press, it will open up. So I'm going to edit that function. Instead of add action, I'm going to click what it was and change it to open view. And we'll go to channel, gate. There we are. So now when I press that, that will bring up the gate view. Now the other thing I like to have on top of that was a way to turn the gate on and off. So what I'll do is clone this again, clone, and you can see there's actually 2 here. So I'm going to edit this one over here so you can see what I'm doing. Edit, and then I'm going to just type gate. We'll just leave it at gate, and I normally make that blue, and I'll make that a long press. So in this case, if I long press it, the gate will turn on and off because we're going to change that function right now. I'll show you what I did. Click open view, or put the function that was there, and now I'm going to change it to what was I doing? Oh yes, gate, or current channel, gate on. Great. And so this is just showing you all the actions that button will do. So if there's multiple things here, it will perform multiple actions. In this case, I'm just doing the only action there. So you can see it's blue, it says gate. Great, I'm going to drag that on top of the one that says gate view. Let me show you that again. This is going to go right on top of here. So now if I quickly tap it, it will open up the gate for the channel. If I hold it down, it will turn it on and off so I can listen to the difference. Next thing down, I normally put an EQ here, so we're going to tap that to edit it. And I will make this one say EQ, because I know that's the only thing I need to read to know where I'm going. That one's normally green for me. Single press as well. And in this case, we're going to change the action. So I'm clicking that one action, and I'm going to make it open view because I want it to open the EQ window. So open the channel parametric EQ. Great. So there we go. You can see it says EQ. I don't need to turn that on and off. I like to have it on and listen to it. And I generally don't engage my EQ on and off to hear the difference. That's just part of my workflow. So here we are on the last one. We're going to do the same thing with the compressor. So actually faster way to do it is I'm going to delete this button here, and we're going to clone the gate view one, clone, move it down here, and then we'll edit that one first, and this will just say comp view, and then we'll change it to from open view here, open view gate, to open view dynamics, which is the compressor, single press. That's great. Now it says comp view, so this is the now I'll clone this one again. We'll go click the clone, the one that goes on top of the gate. I'll put this one back to the gate, and we'll change this one to edit, and now this will say comp, and we'll make that a short press. No, I want that a long press. That's what we already had, like I would remember. So anyway, here we are to there, and I'm going to make that one yellow. We're going to change the function from gate on to dynamics on. Great. And that's the long press. And there it is. I'm going to drag that over here. And let's just go ahead and test it where we're at. So I'm going to back out of this layout. Here it is. If I select the channel, I should be able to grab its gain. Let's see that it moved. If I move away, yep, moves. Hold down phantom power, there it turned on. Yep, remembers, great. Same thing with polarity, works fine. High pass filter is on. Same thing, that tracks. The gate, if I tap it, brings up the gate. If I hold it down, turns it on and off. That's a nice little highlight to tell me it's on. If I want to open the EQ window, there it is. I'll move the high pass filter to around 100, turn it on. When I go back, you can see it's on around 100. Great. Same function, just right on top. And then the same thing with the compressor. If I tap it, there the compressor is. If I hold it down, it is on. Go back into that, you can see it's on. I'll turn it off, and it's off. Great. Everything works great. So the only other function that I normally need quickly is to be able to have a custom layer of faders and my monitor mixes. So let's go ahead and finish that up. So I'll go into the gear, layouts, mixer. Alright, now we're editing this layout again. So we're going to make some more buttons. I'm going to add a button, and this is going to be for let's hold there. Okay, here we are. So that is the button for my send. So I added a button. Let's click that and click edit, and I'm going to make that say, this is a nifty way to do it, is to say SOF, sends on fader, name, I think was the command, and there we go. And I would change that to no margin, and single press, regular is fine. I'm going to add an action. Type will be sends on fader, and I'll make that bus 1 in this case. So let's see if it renamed properly. It sure did, so now it says bus 1. So the neat thing is, if I go in here, there's bus 1. If I go to my scribble strips and name bus 1, you know, what will we name it? Let's call it center wedge. I think I'm probably going to run out of space, but let's see what happens. And there it says center wedge. That's pretty handy to when you rename it in the console, it follows with your show file and then transfers to this. I will also track color. So right now bus 1 is white. If I change that again, going back into scribble strip, I'm tapping the 3 dots up here, scribble strip, and then there it is named. I'll change it from white to let's make it obvious, red. So when I tap that, now it flashes red. So I know where that is. So you can color code all your stuff to line up with these, also with your show file, should you desire. Anyway, Let's go ahead and create the rest of our sends on faders on the right. So we're going back into Setup Layouts and tap the mixer to edit it. So in this case, that's bus 1, so I'm going to clone this, drag one on down, right there, and we're going to edit it. Same thing, I'm going to leave that alone, and instead of sends on fader 1, I'm going to go to sends on fader 2. Very simple, and there it is, bus 2. Same thing, we'll just go keep that process. So clone, drag, change to bus 3. I'm just changing the action and then going back. Let's clone that again. And there's bus 4. Clone that again. That's bus 5. And I'm only going to do 6 because that's generally how much I need for most little stages that I might be working. Oh, I did that wrong. So that's going to be 6. Let's clone that back. And did I have another one on top of there? No. Okay, good. So let's change that to 5. You can see I screwed that up, but now now that I can see what I'm doing, I know what I did wrong. So there's my 6 mixes. That's generally all I need for most things I'm doing. The only other thing I like to have is another button that would open a view, so I'll click plus, maybe, button, there it is in the upper left, and we'll make a nice big button down here. I'm going to edit that, and it's going to say sends view. So this way I can quickly get to a single channel and where it's being sent. So I'll set that to 0 margin, single press, regular's fine, add the action of open view, and then I will go channel sends. Great. That's a nice little sends view. And then I like to have my custom fader there. Let's nudge that down one, give me a little more space. So I'm going to nudge these all down one. And then we're going to add a layer list in the upper right here. So I'll click plus, add a layer list. There it is. Right now I only have one layer, so I'm going to shrink this up. I leave one for safety so I still get a bottom line. If I scoot it right up to it, it cuts off the bottom line. It looks weird. So that's why I leave the space. So that's my custom layer. It's already named custom in this layout, so that way you can change it again. I'll show you how to do that. So there's the whole layout. It's done. Let's go back and test it. So right now this goes through each mix. Let's go ahead and test it with the scribble strip. So we will go red, white. Well, let's go in order. Let's go red, green, yellow, blue, magenta, cyan. Great. So now these are all red, green, yellow, blue, magenta, cyan. And those are all color coded. That's handy. And then you can name them whatever you want on that scribble strip. It will change here. Fantastic. Now the other thing is I can get around the console quickly with just using the top layers or the top layers of 8 and the meter bridge. So if I see something jumping on the meter, I can tap it and it brings it right up to the 8. And then I like to have a custom layer to have whatever faders I want on top at all times. And then when you use a layer list like this, you can hold down that button and it'll open up what's actually in the custom layer. So I can see here it is. If I want to change it, I'll hit plus, channel, and then I can erase all of them and pick which ones I want. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say that's a small band or something. This is a gig I did recently, so there was a small jazz trio. I maybe used 6 inputs. Then maybe I had 2 or 3 wireless mics. 2 or 3 wireless mics on channel 31 and 32. Great. I also had some music playback in aux 1 and 2, and that should be all the inputs I need. Great, they're all lined out, but the nice thing is you can then add a little blank element, so I hit plus blank, and space that out in between what you're working with. So I have the band over here, maybe I have a couple wireless mics here, and this is my music playback. And then the nice thing is, in this layer there I can see all the channels I might need and nothing else in the way. I can fly through my sound check, get that done, and then during the show or sound check, if there's more detailed mix, I can tap a channel to select it, just like on any digital mixer, and then go to the function. Do I want to go to EQ? There's the EQ. Do I want to go to the gate? There's the gate. It's all one menu press away, and then you can come right back to this top layer and stay focused on what you're doing. And then, so the nice thing is with these, if you have stereo channels, you can drop one side, assuming you have it set up the way you want. So if I go into aux 1 and 2, here's the overview screen, and I click link, it'll link aux 1 and 2 as left and right. Now, if a console were connected, it would get data back that these would track together because they are linked. So when I go to my custom layer, I can actually drop that second aux and just use this as one fader, which gives me a little more screen real estate to see everything. So there we go. I can play music. Let's say my MC or whoever is going to come up to the stage while I'm fading music, I can bring that up. And we can even have this muted out. Oh, I have it so that when I touch the channel, it opens the EQ. I currently don't like that, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to go Setup, App. I think it's under Channel Strip. Here we go. Fader touches channel select. Here we go. Channel click. So here it is. I found it. This is after I edited out me fumbling. So here's the channel click. I want that. It's currently set to parametric EQ. I want that to be channel select. I want all these things. Long click to be channel select. Everything to be channel select because I don't want something to open up while I'm working on it. I just want to stay on that screen. So here we are. And I've removed that function, so when I tap it, it won't take me away from here. It just selects the channel. Great. So as we had music playback. All right, someone's going to make an announcement on the mic. Here it is. Pull that down. I can get these somewhat. Tag on it. Let's go back to that. That's a slightly annoying function of all these swiping from the bottom. So it's best to slow down or maybe have these up in a position where I'm actually using them. So that way, I have my person speaking. I can sit here and open up the band while they're speaking and fade their mic down. All this feels very natural and not, I don't feel slow on it at all. I just have to think about my moves versus having two hands on the console. You can grab with two hands, which is nice, but a lot of this kind of stuff starts happening because there's a lot of gestures and stuff on the iPad. Anyway, so the nice thing is about having these up and having some real estate is you can nudge from the bottom when you grab a fader and just kind of nudge it up and down like that. So you can kind of see where the fader position is and then ride it up and down no matter where in the channel strip you are. Another nice little feature, that's why I like to give the faders plenty of real estate on the screen. So there's how I built my entire everyday quick functioning layout. This is just when you just need to like show up cold and there's an X32 on the gig. You can get a band set up in really no time and dial in their monitors and just go. So on like some small festival stage or something, I think this is really speedy. So this is the one I use every day. That's how you build it. I know some people have asked me about it, so rather than post it, I want to show how to do these things so that you can adapt it to whatever you're actually doing. So if you take it further, I'd love to hear about it. All right, that's enough blabbering. Thanks for watching.